How's it going, guys? Welcome back, welcome back. I hope you boys are excited for this one because this is probably the most anticipated video I've had to bring ever on this channel. I just played this game tonight and I can't tell you how excited I am to bring it. It is by far my favorite game I've ever played on Jungle Yorick. Just the way we split Maiden in this game is just next level. It is so interesting to watch. I promise you, you guys will love every bit of this video. So make sure you hit that like button, hit that sub button, and let me know what you think of this style. I love doing these post-game VOD reviews. I find them a lot easier because I can play and then I still have everything in my head and I can just talk you through it. It's going to be a bit of a long one. This game was a 40-minute game, and it's basically, this entire session is going to be about Maiden split and why you should do it, how you do it, and pointing out the good uses of it. So first thing to note is versing Kha'Zix. Now, Kha'Zix is an easy matchup for Yorick Jungle. Easy, if not the easiest. The reason I say that is because Kha'Zix can't do anything to you himself. You win every single time against the Kha'Zix. Kha'Zix, if he's doing the matchup correctly, will just focus your team instead. So it's not an easy matchup in the sense that you will run all over him 99% of the game. If Kha'Zix actually does what he's supposed to do and ignores you and just focuses your team, you will lose this matchup. So it really comes down to how much he knows as well. But most Kha'Zix won't realize how much Yorick counters them until they jump on him for the first time and realize that he's not isolated from his teammates. It's quite funny. So, standard clear, my early ward reveals the Kha'Zix, so we know that this clear is going to be absolutely perfect. Take note of one thing, I'm actually running an attack speed instead of attack damage, so my Conqueror stacks up a little faster. My jungle clear is also a little bit quicker. It's only slightly, but it is a little bit faster. So we do a standard 3-camp clear and we run towards the bot side. We're going to... Ideally here, I think we just full clear. I think I hesitated last second and thought maybe a gank would work. So that's why you're going to see I run right instead of down. If I was full clearing, I would have just gone straight down. But we run right. We get 8 ghouls on that. No, 7 ghouls on that red buff. So it's actually a really good red take there. And you can see I'm walking wide because I'm pretty sure it's warded. There's a nice little catch here. And I'm just going to focus the one that has no flash because I know she has no flash. So as you can see, we just go for the Aurora. She's dead, easy peasy. Now, if I didn't screw up my auto reset there, I think we'd kill her here. But I missed my auto. I figured I'd just dive her, and then I didn't realize she didn't have flash. Oh, well, she had flash, and she bloody flashes away from me. So, misplays happen early. You're never going to get through the early game without misplaying. So, don't stress too much. You can always come back in games, and I should forewarn you, I get tilted at one point in this game and I use chat. It's my own fault. I shouldn't be using chat. I need to turn chat off, really. But I say like a few words and then that's it. But look, I get tilted just as much as everyone else, but I think the difference with my playstyle is I actually play better the later the game goes. So if the game goes late, I'm okay with that. I don't mind. It's actually easier for me to win mid-game than it is early game. And you'll see that in a lot of these games where I start off really strong and then I just lose between 5 and 10 minutes. And then all of a sudden it hits 15 minutes and I start popping off. So Kha'Zix comes, doesn't realize I win the 1v1. And as you can see, it's not even close. Like you actually just steamroll him in every single way. Clutch E-miss. He heals off the ghouls. Like, a lot goes wrong in this early game. Like, a lot goes wrong. That is really unfortunate that it happened that way. Now you can see I take a few minions here. I didn't really know what else to do. And I didn't have an overly lot amount of camps up. I had my entire top half, but I didn't have much else. I want the top scuttle, so we're going to walk straight to the top scuttle. I've got a pink ward, so we're going to put that down. You'll notice my items, I have a dagger. Generally, if I recall and I have 250 gold, I will always buy a dagger. So I'll go a longsword plus a dagger. Even if I'm not going to build it into anything, I'd rather get the extra attack speed rather than hold on to the dagger, hold on to the gold instead. So straight for wolves. I think because I don't have smite, I'm just going to get ghouls ASAP here. So I would not be surprised if I eat this again. Normally I wouldn't eat this a second time, but yeah, I thought so. Now we're not going to go for the Gromp because we need 3 ghouls to solo the Gromp, and I'm not going to commit that many resources to it. Instead, I'm going to go for the Raptors. That will help me get ghouls back because I've only got 2 on me right now and I need more. In hindsight, it was warded. I didn't know that. So If I had remembered at least that it was watered, I might not have done this, but it's okay. In the end of the day, it still doesn't take away from what we want. I wanted to check the dragon, so there's one thing done. And now the next important thing is we have grub spawning. Now, normally I say you go to the dragon. Looking at their bot lane, I have no priority bot lane. I'm not going to waste my time. So I'm just going to run straight to the grubs, and I'm going to get one of them. The goal here is just to get one. If he shows on the dragon, we get all three. But I'm not trying to get all the grubs here. I just want one. And you're going to take this as it comes, okay? So we're just going to take this, and if he shows, we run away. That's basically it. So as you can see, Teemo leaves, mid leaves, that's your go to run. We put the wall up, and we just run straight through and straight away. Now, I was going to go for the Gromp here until Teemo used that, and now I'm going to recall. Because if I went for Gromp here, Teemo might come around and kill me, and the worst thing you can do is die. At all. The worst thing you can do is die. So I'm just going to recall on the spot. Let's go get our items. Now, the way I've been playing Jungle Yorick at the moment is it depends on on how much gold you have. So, if you have enough gold for Dirk outright, you should buy the Dirk. So realistically, that buy that I just did should have been Serrated Dirk. If you have enough for the Brutalizer, you should be going Brutalizer. So depending on what you build as your first item, you're either going to go into Axiomark or you're going to go into Umbral Glaive. That's the two play styles I've got at the moment. So if I do a full clear, I don't get the gank off, but I recall with 1,000 gold, I'm going to buy a Serrated Dirk, and that's it. If I do a full clear and get a gank off, there's a good chance I'll have around 1,300 gold. And that's when I'll buy an Axiomark. I'll buy a Brutalizer towards my Axiomark. So I hope that makes sense. That's pretty much my playstyle at the moment. So because of Deep Ward, these wards that I'm using have such long timers on them. So we're going to go for the Scuttle here. Put a little wall up just to make sure in case someone comes. At least he's not going to get it. And what do you know? He comes. We're just going to run. Remember, you don't want to take the fights that you don't need to take. You want to make sure that out of everything that happens in your game, you just don't die. The worst thing that can happen is you die. Now, they saw me walking this way. I'm assuming they're in that bush. That's why you can see I'm pinging this. Now, my fizz comes down. I don't know what he's doing. I don't understand why he does this, but he goes in. A bit unlucky. I hate versing Akali, dude. She just drives me bonkers. But as you can see, everything is falling apart right now because my AD carry gets caught. And then my team comes down and gets caught. And I'm just trying to get my Raptors to get ghouls. And Akali's just running around in circles. Look, at this point, you can pretty much look at that fight and go, I'm not useful here. I'm just going to run to the other side of the map. So, efficiency is up. We're going to make sure we're as efficient as we can be. But keep in mind, their Kha'Zix just died then. So, in your head, you should be thinking, how can I punish this Kha'Zix having died just then? Well, his top jungle should be up right now. So, we still have time to go to his jungle. So let's just do that. As we're going past, we can either blue, send ghouls to the blue, and then go straight to his Raptors. I value his Raptors more than his red right now. Funnily enough, I actually prefer taking the Raptor camp because it gives me a way to get ghouls. So I go straight for the Raptors. Let's just take this away from him. The fact that he's not here tells me he's either at red or he's at Crux, one of the two. See, I'm pinging, I'm going to go for the red. So we go for red, and it's not here. To be honest, I actually don't know why this isn't here. At the time, I was like, I don't understand, but whatever, it doesn't matter. Since I'm in the top half, I think a top gank could work here. I'm pretty sure we could gank top. I probably should have E'd the Krugs, now I think about it. But either way, it's not that big of a loss. Good. So I went a dagger plus the cooldown reduction. And now we're going towards Axiomark. Now, Axiomark as a first item is absolutely incredible. I love it. It's so much fun to play. It brings back old memories of playing Yorick in the olden days where we just had so much CDR. Because last season at some point, all the Bruiser items took a massive hit of CDR. And Axiomark just gives you a way to just get all of that CDR back. It is so bizarre how much CDR it actually gives you. So we're just farming. We're just going to take these trades. We're going to pick our battles. It's the most important thing. You pick your battles. Now, grubs are spawning. You can see I'm pinging grubs. I'm saying, hey, team, I want to get the grubs if possible. Now, we don't usually look for maiden drops until level 50, at least 15 minutes in. Lately, I've been doing them pretty much at 15 minutes onwards. Before, it used to be like 20 minutes. So the game's definitely changed quite a lot. Karzik shows bot. You know what that means? Free grubs. I want free grubs. I'm happy with free grubs. Let's go for it. So I always go for Scuttle first. It's probably greed that gets me to do it, but that's fine. I don't mind. Just take the grubs as fast as we can and as quick and hastily as we can. I'm not too concerned about Karzik's coming. He was just bot side, but you can see I'm holding my E. I'm not using my E here, and there's a reason for that. It's because I'm wondering if Teemo's going to come. And if I E and then Teemo comes, I can't redirect my ghouls onto him. So, as you see, as it so happens, Teemo comes, and we get a nice kill on the Teemo. But that's entirely because we held our E. So sometimes it's really worth it to hold your E. Karzik stupidly doesn't go for the grubs. And this was an amazing fight, dude. Look at the damage Yorick does when you're just running off Maiden and ghouls. Look, Karzik doesn't know what to do. He has no idea. Get a nice kill with Smite, and now Gragas picks up his picks up the support. And we get our jungle as well. Like, it couldn't have gone better. That was such a satisfying play. Oh my god, that was so satisfying. So, we're pretty much in the lead now. But I can promise you this game goes significantly harder than it looks. This looks like an easy carry, and I can promise you this game was a nightmare. And it's basically a nightmare because of my mid laner. My mid was very, very hard to work with this game. I don't know what he was doing, but it's like he didn't understand how to play mid. He might not be a mid main, I'm not sure, but he was just basically useless. The entire game, he was just useless. And every time we went for something, their mid was just annihilating our entire team. It was a nightmare and a half. So go straight for that. I'm going to go straight for my boots too, as fast as I can, but I realized I didn't have enough gold. So I'm not going to buy the components. What I could have done there is gone for a cloth armor plus a longsword, but I think I wasn't actually sure what boots to go here. So that's why I actually opted into going for just rushing my second item instead. Now, the way this game's playing out, I can tell you, I already knew from this exact spot that I would have to play Maiden split to win this game. When you've got a game where you don't have a consistent mid laner, it becomes very hard to win the early team, mid game and early team fights. So I figured the only way I'm actually going to win this game is by Maiden split. So I'm going to invest heavily into items that give CDR, and that's pretty much the bottom line of this play style, this game. So, nice little catch on the MF. She has no sums, she has no flash, that's easy peasy. And we can go for first, what's it called? We can go for feats of strength as well, because we've already got 3 objectives. We can get the first tower here, and that should be easy peasy. So, feats of strength, as I probably said in my last video, you probably watched it already, it's not that important. People will make it seem a lot more important than it is. In reality, feats of strength has a higher win rate because the team that's already winning is more likely to get all of the objectives, all of the towers, and they're most likely to have first blood as well. But in reality, I don't think the snowball effect is actually that high on it. So don't stress too much if you lose feats of strength. I've won so many games without feat, and we almost lost this game even though we had feats. So I don't think it's that big a deal if you lose out on it. Second item, we're going to go Umbral Glaive. Now, Umbral Glaive is an item that normally I've never thought about, like ever. I've never gone it in the past, never been interested in it at all about it. Reason I'm going for it is because it's cheap, number one. But I think more importantly is it gives as much AD as the other lethality items. It gives just about as much AD. But you get so much out of it with the anti-warding. You don't realize how useful it is until all of a sudden you start de-warding the entire map. I can tell you, in this game alone, I killed 22 wards and I bought 1 pink ward. Like, that's crazy. That is so crazy. And that's just off my either using the scrying plants or it's using, what's it called? The Umbral Glaive. Now, the other thing to note as well is if I'm running, what's it called? Deep Ward, usually what jungles will do is they'll run Sweeper. Getting Umbral Glaive is your sweeper. So it lets you stay on the trinket the entire game. So you don't have to rely on having to swap to the trinket to the sweeper one to de-ward everywhere because your Umbral Glaive is going to do it for you. Yeah, so Aurora has been a little bit of a pain in my ass here. She's following me around a little bit. My head, I'm thinking I want dragon. So we're going to go straight to the bot half of the map. First to the raptors to get ghouls, and now we're going to look for the dragon. Now, if you actually look at the team fights here, it's not as black and white as it looks. Because if you look at their team comp, they have so much AoE that Aurora is actually quite strong. She's going to do a lot of damage very soon. We've got to be careful with this. Now, I was pretty confident in going for this dragon, mainly because I just didn't see any way that they could steal it. Like, if he comes in, he's going to die. So, I pretty much just gun this out, get a nice dragon. Kha'Zix tries to kill Maiden, and he realizes that he just does no damage. And then you're going to start seeing now where the problem is with this team comp, is that they have so much AoE that you can't just walk into the fights as Yorick, especially as Yorick here, and expect to get away with everything. Like, you see the way I play here, I'm mistaking myself here. I thought we got 2 people there, I can run in here. I literally ran in, missed my combo, and just get jumped on and die. Like, when you play this style, you have to play safe, you have to play protective, and making misplays like that is exactly how you lose the game. And this is probably the biggest moment that I realized it's a Maiden split game. I know before I was saying it's probably a Maiden split game. This secured it. This was literally the concrete that secured it. We're not winning team fights if it comes to a straight 5v5. So instead, the goal is going to be we drop Maiden, force someone out, and we take the 5v4 instead. That is going to be the goal of this game. So that's how we're going to play this game out. So we got Umbral Glaive. We got Axiom Arc. We'll have Umbral really, really soon. We're really close to it. So what we'll do is we will go straight for the topside camps, and we will full clear. We've got Rift Herald available, so we can go for that as well. But more importantly, my ult's almost there. So let's just get my ult back. Pretty quick. 20 seconds is nothing. I've got 30% CDR right now, but because of my ultimate hunter, that's where all the hidden CDR is coming. The other problem we have with this game is my AD carry just kept getting caught. Like, she just kept going on her own and then getting jumped on by the Kha'Zix, and it was making things so difficult. Now, I'm looking bot right now, and I'm thinking that's a massive bot wave. I don't actually know if we can fight this, to be honest. I don't actually really want to fight this too much. But ult comes out, we're ready to go. So remember, this ult has Axiom Arc, and you're seeing how annoying it is to verse Akali. Like, it is seriously so frustrating to verse Akali. As Yorick, it is so annoying. So, we'll take a step back here. My mid's dead. They're going to get the Herald. There's nothing we can do about that. I think at this point, I should probably just recall or go for my bot camps. I think just give them the Herald. I don't care. Take it. I'll go get my Raptors. That gets me ghouls, and I can see if I can impact the map somewhere else. We catch a nice mid-wave as well, which is really nice. Straight for Raptors. I'm not going to E it, because I want my ghouls to get those extra minions in the mid-wave. So we'll leave those. Second ghouls die off. Now we can E it if we want to. There we go. And I think it's just a recall angle here, right? Recall angle. It's so funny, because I've forgotten this game. For the most part, I've forgotten this game. But I can tell you, based off exactly where I am, what likely is the decision I made. So, I've just got my, what's it called? I've got my Umbral Glaive. Now, this item is what will enable you to make risky plays. So, we can run straight through. And the nice thing about this item is it doesn't trigger if the ward is already revealed. So, you're going to see, I'm going to walk through this ward now. Because we can see it, it doesn't trigger the Umbral Glaive. But now, this one here wouldn't have triggered if the pink ward was out sooner. But because we walked in when the pink ward was, we basically would have been able to preserve it there as well. So Kha'Zix is on his way top. You can see they're all on the top half of the map right now. My team's going to 5v5 this. We don't want to 5v5 this. This is like the worst case scenario for us. This is so worst case scenario for us. Unless we get a really nice catch, this is just not going to work out. So we see the catch on the Teemo. I see that and I go, you know what? That's actually a really nice play. Let's go get the Teemo. So you can see we kill Teemo. And the teammate goes over thing and kills Gragas. Second Gragas dies. I know that is it. That's pretty much the play gun. Let's go get farm. They kill Maiden. Unfortunate. But we've only got 60-something seconds on her, so that's fine. But you got to realize from that play alone, the second Gragas dies, we know that the play is not going to work. We know we shouldn't be fighting this. My team doesn't realize that, and that's why they start dying. So you can see my Fizz dies. We get a nice catch on the Akali, though, because she overplays her hand a bit. So we are picking up these pieces, but we're picking up the pieces from when we're playing very, very safe. I don't want to get caught. We're just going to play as safe as possible and just pick up whatever stray fights we can actually get. So here they're likely going to go for the Atakan. Now, the rule of thumb with Atakan as Yorick jungle, or as Yorick in general, if you're building lethality, you do not want to go anywhere near Atakan. You should not be starting Atakan if you're building lethality. It's a different story if you have your team nearby, but for the most part, it's just not worth it. It just does too much damage to ghouls. And we get a nice little catch on the Kha'Zix. I can see he's making a run for it. We get a nice flash E. Such a nice E. I can see there's two people coming. I pop my ult as fast as I can. And I run in a little bit. But Teemo has flash, unfortunately. And flashes after me. And I die. So, that was me playing very risky. I wanted to try something. But, yeah, as you can see, I think this is where I start getting tilted. And I just don't know how to play with this mid. And I'm pretty sure I type this mid, I don't know how to win. How do we win with this mid? And yeah, things like that. That's how, when I tilt, that's pretty much what I do. I'm not going to flame him, but it's hard to vent your thoughts a bit when you're playing on your own. Especially when you have chat on. It's one of the reasons you should have chat off is because it stops you from doing that. But yeah, I have no idea how to win this. But I'm not going to surrender. The most important thing is you're not going to surrender. Because we know, like I said before, we know the actual win con for this game is to scale. We want as much scaling as possible. I'm better 25 minutes onwards than I am in the first 15 minutes. So it's fine. We just need to find the opportunities. We've finally got the items we need. And we're going to go for a full Maiden split. Now, I don't know if you caught my item purchase there. I've actually gone for bruiser items. I'm actually going for a hex plate this game. Now, is it a good item? I'm not telling you to buy Hexplate. The reason I went Hexplate is because I wanted to get as much CDR for Maiden as possible, because I was anticipating having to drop her every 5 seconds this game. So I thought, fuck it, I'm just going to get Hexplate, and we'll worry about everything else later. So, first Maiden split opportunity is right here. So you see, they're on the top half of the map. We've just taken the dragon. I know they're all there. We drop Maiden bot. Now, you might be asking, what do I want out of this? Am I trying to get that bot tower? I'm not trying to get that bot tower. I'm trying to speed up my scaling here so that I can get as much farm as possible and I can get as much levels as possible, and I'm going to use that advantage over the enemy team. So they've got the stupid dragon that they respawn one, so none of our kills get any gold. It's so annoying. I hate this dragon. This Atakan, sorry, completely makes it so that I don't want to play the game. Like, they just need to undo this Atakan, and I would have so much more joy in playing this game right now. For some reason, they get this Atakan, and I just, like, you feel defeated before you even fight them. It's like, when you look at someone with GA, you go, oh god, I can't kill him. He's going to just resurrect. Now they all have GA. It's such a nightmare. So, you can see Maiden's getting a great push in bot lane right now. She's going to town on that. She's giving me a crap ton of experience, a crap ton of gold, and she's done a good job on that tower. Look at the health on that tower. She actually got me enough to be able to get Hexplate on my recall. So, that's huge. We're laughing. So, let's have a quick CDR count. I think next item we're going to go for is Black Cleaver, or we're going to Boots. Boots, right? Yeah, Boots. So, with CDR count, we have 30 in runes, we have 31 in, 30 in items, 31 in runes, and we have 30 in ultimate haste from Hexplate. So we're sitting at exactly 91 ability haste right now for my ult. So my ult is almost 50% cooldown reduction. That is crazy. Especially for this level, it is crazy. And now remember, just because I have 50% CDR, it doesn't mean my ult goes to 50%. Because if I get a kill while my Maiden's out, it counts towards the Axiom arc. So we get that cooldown reduced, even though we already have that 50% cooldown reduction. So the more CDR you build, the less the Axiom arc is actually going to work with it. Because it's kind of counterintuitive. You have such a low ult cooldown that when you get a kill, the amount that it reduces is a lot less than if you built no CDR and had Axiom arc. Because 20% of 160 is a lot higher than 20% of 80, if that makes sense. So we're going to hang around this Baron pit. I'm anticipating they're going to go for the Baron. I'm actually anticipating where I am is warded right now. So I'm actually waiting here to see if my Umbral Glaive triggers. And it doesn't trigger. So this is not warded. And then this bush is not warded because my Umbral Glaive would have triggered. So I'm going to wait here and I'm going to see if I can get a catch. Now they pop the Rift Herald. I'm going to wait for them to come up towards me. But then I see the MF. So now that I've seen MF, I know she's going to come to this fight. She's going to run past me. So we get a great catch on the MF. And that was entirely because of the Axioma, of the Umbral Glaive. It's just Umbral Glaive. The reason this worked is entirely that item. So we drop Maiden and go straight to the Baron. There's no reason not to Baron right now. We've killed 3. Teemo's bot. Their jungle's alive, but we can play prevention and make sure he doesn't come. So that's fine. Absolutely fine. And we have smite to secure it anyway. But notice that we drop Maiden top. Why drop Maiden top there? Because I want gold, I want experience, and I actually want to distract as well. So this one triggers quite a few of the boxes there. Maiden top, bring someone top. If no one goes to deal with her, she's going to get that top tower, so that's even more gold. And what I like doing at the moment is I like doing repeat drops in the same lane, because if no one deals with her in her current state, by the time someone gets there, she'll probably have the tower at half health. So the second time I drop it is basically a guaranteed tower. So sometimes you're dropping Maiden for every second turn. So like, this is a perfect example. Look how much damage she did to that tower. So the next Maiden drop is going to get me 600 gold top. So that's what we're going to play around. The next drop is almost guaranteed to go top. And this is where I start trying to communicate with my team, telling them to wait for my ult a little bit. We just hit level 16, so we're ready to pop. And I'm telling them, don't 5v5. We don't want to fight. Don't 5v5 it. We don't actually care too much about the dragons right now. All we care about is putting my ult top. So I'm going to farm and I'm going to make my way top. It just so happens that if I clear bottom up right now, I can get to the top half in time to drop my Maiden. So I'm guessing the way I do it is I this, cast my ult, the Gromp, and then recast my ult straight away. So I'll probably take this, and then I'll drop Maiden pretty much on the spot. Now look at that top wave, boys. Look at that top wave. Oh, that top wave is so big and juicy. Oh my god. It's so good. And you can see I'm saying give it. I don't care. They can have the dragon. I do not care one bit if they have the dragon. If all they get is the dragon out of this, the amount of gold I'm about to get way supersedes that. Like, it's way ahead of that. Now, they're all over the place in this fight, and I can see that because I'm looking at the dragon and I see the dragon's already been taken by Teemo. So what we do is we jump over the wall, steal the dragon, and then flash over. I'm not going to try to stick around and kill the Teemo. I'm just going to run. Because remember, I have Maiden top right now. The worst thing you can do is die. So we're just going to sit and recall on the spot. That's it. Now, next dragon is Soul for us, so that's huge. I've got Maiden top. She's killing minions for me, so she gets me my Black Cleaver. That works out even better. Now, we'll go counter the Teemo push. My team, if I even tried to run mid, it's not going to make it there on time anyway. Maiden's about to get top tower. So remember, if there's a ghoul or Maiden in the proximity of the tower when it dies, you get the gold. So I just got 700 gold for that. And then we're going to get this camp as well. Dude, I must be so far ahead in gold right now. Like, insanely far ahead in gold. And notice the way I take this wave as well. I'm not taking the whole wave as fast as possible. I'm getting ghouls on it because I know the next wave is a cannon. We're going to smite the big one to get it down as soon as possible. Oh, we're not. Never mind. We're not. I thought I would have smited that. But we drop the ghouls. Nice ghoul drop here. It's unfortunate they went over a Teemo Shroom. Otherwise, it would have been perfect. But it's okay. It doesn't matter. Take the Krogs. We've got a few items coming up. So we can actually go for a recall soon. And maybe get some components. Now remember, my next camp is on the top half of the map. I'm not going to cross map for it. We're going to recall first. Reposition. Buy items. And that's fine. And what do we go last? Hullbreaker. Now, I went Hullbreaker because I figured it's going to be a split push win. We can't 5v5. So it makes sense to go Hullbreaker in this game. If I ever find myself in a position where I'm split pushing, Hullbreaker is the item that's going to win me this game. So that's why I went for the Hullbreaker here. Although I do change my build up quite a bit as this game progresses. Because I think I end the game with quite a lot of farm. And I need to spend my gold somehow. So I think I started switching and swapping items. So, Maiden goes bot here. Now, why does Maiden go bot? Because It just looks right. To me, it just looks right. It's pushing to us pretty heavily. I can reposition her. Teemo's not bot right now, so no one's going to react to her in time. We drop her bot as soon as we can, and then we pass straight up towards our team. Now, we don't want them to fight. Remember, we don't need them to fight here. It's actually the worst case scenario if they fight, because Maiden hasn't been seen yet. And boys, we are so strong right now. You have no idea. I do so much damage. It's insane. Like, I genuinely do so much damage right now. And yeah, this Kha'Zix just ran me around in circles here. I didn't know where he was. No, there he is. He's up there. He went up instead. But look, best case scenario happens. We drop Maiden bot. We go for the fight that we shouldn't be taking, but we win the fight anyway. So now they're double punished because now we have this massive macro play going that they had no idea was going to happen. Maiden's bot, their AD carry has to go bot to deal with the Maiden, and now we get to play on the top half of the map. And remember, we got some assists during that. Maiden goes on a 45-second cooldown now. 45 seconds, boys. We've done all we can up here. Might as well just set up for the next play. So you notice we're not overstaying. We're getting out when we need to get out. And we're playing when we need to play. Like, we're not actually doing, we're not trying to do too much. We're trying to set up the waves around the map so they're in our favor. We're setting up the split pushes in our favor. And we're trying to bait someone to these side lanes so we can actually win these fights. Because right now, if it came to a straight 5v5, I don't think we win it. I strongly don't think we win it. We don't have a mid laner. My mid laner is so much further behind than it looks. I think he ended the game with 12,000 gold. He had nothing at all. So I'm waiting around for Maiden, obviously. Baron's up soon. And you can tell, you can see me, I'm telling my team, don't do it. I'm just pinging them back saying, hey, stop it, please. Don't do it. So we recall, because I want to go get Hullbreaker. Look, no weights, my armor. It's so funny trying to give these guys instructions. And we do a clutch swap of our trinket to the far side orb. I knew that was going to be valuable here. That's why I wanted to recall. Because the second I get into range, now I can see what's going on in the Baron pit, and I can see if we need to rush it or not. So we far side orbit. I'm telling my team, go in, go in, go in. Now, play style-wise, we just want to stall them. We don't need to kill everybody here. We just need to stall it. You can see I'm only going for whatever's safe here. I'm not trying to kill the AD carry. I'm just trying to kill whoever I can get to. Good. Because remember, the actual play is bot right now. My Maiden's bot. So I'm chasing the Kha'Zix here. And you can see my team start dying. So, what do? Obviously, we can just go straight for Dragon. That's solved for us. And they're chasing our team. Now they've got to do they've got three things to do. They can either kill my Gragas, recall for my Maiden, or they can come stop me doing the Dragon. I actually dropped ghouls in that lane as well. So they've got so much things they need to figure out right now. They need to answer something. They don't know what to do right here. So we drop the ghouls to mid. That's going to help get the mid tower. My Maiden's going to get the bot in him. I'm going to get soul. And we came out massively far ahead. Even though we ended up losing more than they did, we still come out massively far ahead out of that play. And look at this Maiden cooldown. 38 seconds. It's so funny. It's so low. So here's where we're going to switch and swap our items a little bit. So we can either upgrade that, or what we do is we sell our Umbral and we buy a GA. Because I know at this stage in the game, I'm just going to Maiden drop as far as I can in the bot lane. And then instead, all we're going to do is we're going to rely on that GA resurrection. And that's going to do what we need to keep us alive. So I'm going to stay towards the bottom half just in case. But I think I got a bit anxious here because I couldn't see anyone on the map. So I wasn't sure if they were doing the Baron or not. Now we know they are. But they pulled off it. And you can see I'm pinging my team off because it's actually better we just go mid. If they rush the Baron, we can just pull back. But normally the instinctual play from the enemy team is they'll see us pushing mid and now they're going to chase us mid. So I'm not going to go mid, I'm going to go bot. I'm going to try get them to follow me all the way into the bot wave. This is all storing time so I can get my Maiden out. Because remember, my Maiden wasn't ready to drop bot. I needed to stall them out a little bit. So Maiden comes out. Remember, we have the Hullbreaker right now. If they don't answer me, I take their base. So they've got to pull everyone back. As soon as I realize they're pulling everyone back, we run away. I thought that was a nice little catch on the MF here. I was going to flash this wall here, but then I changed my mind. Because remember, the safe play is usually the best play. And we're just going to run as far away as we can to get away from the enemy team. And you can see, I'm not fighting anyone. I'm not trying to fight anyone. I'm just trying to get to safety. See, we're not going to take the trade. We're not going to get baited by this. We're just going to get to safety because we have a cracker play coming up. I'm going to pause it. Let's see if you guys can find it. What do you reckon it is? Get it in your head. Think about it. What can you do? Objectives are still up. There's still a Baron. Enemy team's dead. Your team has 2 dead. The bot wave inhibitor is dead. So what do? Where's the play? The answer is it's a Maiden drop, but it's bot. A lot of people would say, why Maiden drop bot here? Because the inhibitor's already gone. Why would you do it? It's actually better to Maiden drop sometimes in an inhibitor lane where the inhibitor's gone. Because it's more of a threat. If they don't answer this Maiden, she's going to go for your Nexus towers. That's more of a threat than she might deal some damage to your towers. So she's scary right now. If they go for my Maiden, then we get Baron for free. So we're going to look for this play. We're going to wait and see who goes bot. You can see I'm going to tell my team, don't rush anything. Just hold tight. Wait for them to go bot. The second someone shows bot, we go straight for Baron. And we don't have to commit to the Baron, but we have to play for the 4v5. Because the second someone shows bot right now, that's our best chance of winning the team fight. So, I'm not, you see, no fight. Talking to my team. And the second someone shows bot, we got it. There you go. Akali shows bot, ping the Baron. We go straight for the Baron. Now, Akali's going to make a decision now. She's got to either TP straight away, or she's got to kill Maiden. She can't do nothing. So you can see I'm playing pure for Maiden carry. Kha'Zix is dead. Keep going. I know it's a 4v5 fight. I see the TP come in, but remember, I've got GA. The GA is the reason I'm playing so aggressive right now, because I know I can get away with it. And notice how the Akali ignores me. It's because GA actually has a psychological effect on people. You're innately more likely to ignore someone that has GA. Because you know they're going to resurrect. It's kind of like a pointless kill, in a sense. Good. Now look at bot. Akali didn't kill my Maiden. She didn't get a chance to kill her before she TP'd. So now, they're all going, well, screw it. We have to deal with the Maiden. MF backs off. That means that's mid tower for free. So she goes bot, and we can go get mid inhibitor. And now, by the time they all respawn, look at my Maiden cooldown. 20 seconds on Maiden. They have 15 to 20 second respawn timers. I'll have my Maiden up before the next fight even starts. So we can go for this Baron if we need to. If we want to risk it, we can. Now, we don't have numbers for it, obviously, because everyone's pretty much recovering from the fight. But it is an option. We can do it. Now, MF shows bot, so I'm pretty much like, yeah, we can do this. But then I see the Kha'Zix. So if you ever get into a situation like this, general rule of thumb for Baron is if you're the winning team, you don't need to flip this. You are better off with neither team having it than their team having it. So the second Kha'Zix runs away from the Baron, I gun him. Because I know he's not going to come back in for this. And probably the most important play of this game, we Maiden drop top. I wonder how many of you would drop Maiden right now, right here and now. This play, you'll see I do this quite a lot. I either go Dragon and then drop her straight away and make the next play. It's because it's similar concept to the 3-point play, which I usually go Dragon, Maiden drop bot into Baron. The actual goal in this scenario is we get the Baron, but I also want to do something else. So I put the Maiden top, and then I'm going to get something else out of it. They don't realize that Maiden going top here is a threat. Now remember, I don't have to win this fight. I don't have to stay alive. I just have to stay alive. We're going to play as safe as we can get, and we're going to recon the spot, because that Dragon's about to spawn. And we want to be there for that Dragon. So we're going to stellar items. Now, I sold Hexblade here because I don't need it at this stage. I have so much CDR that it doesn't matter. It's literally an unnecessary item. I sell it, we'll go Death Dance instead. That way I at least sustain a bit better in team fights. And remember, we just don't die. I'm not even going to put myself in a position to get jumped on by the enemy team. I'm just going to sit all the way back. If they want double inhibs, Go ahead and take it. I don't mind one bit. You can have them. We get a nice little catch on the Akali. Ooh, a nice little catch. They spend a little bit of damage on me, but that's fine because look at top. Maiden is top right now. And Maiden's going, hey, you got to deal with me. Otherwise, I'm going to get your top tower and your inhibitor. And meanwhile, I'm looking on this map going, well, that's an Elder. There's Krugs. Krugs helps me get ghouls, so let's go Krugs first. And now Teemo's top dealing with Maiden, so we should force the fight. So that's why I'm pinging on this Elder. That's why I'm saying, hey, we need to go, we need to go, we need to go. Now, in all honesty, we win this game pretty much because of a coin flip Elder. I mean, whoever got Elder here wins this game. Literally, whoever got Elder wins this game. So, it doesn't mean all the playstyle until now has been for nothing. It just so happens that I won the smite against the Kazakhs. I somehow won the smite. Uber lucky. And look at how well the GA picks up here. Because I retain the Elder during GA, I kill all these champions. Gragas gets a nice combo on the MF, and I get a really nice fadeaway. I'm proud of this one. And just run straight down mid. Boys, that was 7 Maiden drops with 10 CS per minute, full 1v9, just throwing them off completely. They had no idea how to deal with the macro. They had no idea what to do, and they surrendered. Absolutely GG, well played. That was probably one of my favorite games I've ever played on Korea or anywhere. So thank you so much for watching, boys. I appreciate everything. Hit that like button, hit that sub button, and I will catch you in the next video.